Welcome to Mental Pen, a very special tool that allows you to create real magic. With Mental Pen, what the spectator marks with a Sharpie matches the magician prediction, and the routines possible are endless. It can be performed with any book, magazine, napkin, receipt, or even a blank piece of paper, allowing the magician to perform a variety of different routines. The spectator holds the pen the entire time with no switching, because the diabolical secret does all the work for the magician. Get Mental Pen now and be amazed with the different routines you can perform, either for close-up or stage work. Hi guys, I'm João Miranda. Thank you very much for having purchased Mental Pen. I honestly think that you have now in your hands an amazing tool that will allow you to perform very different, unique and very special routines. Since with this gimmick, you are not limited to one effect. As you have probably seen in the website that from where you have bought Mental Pen, you have seen at least 5 performances with different types of effects, either with cards, newspapers, bills, pens, or ever a magazine. You can do any kind of trick, mentalism trick, with a variety of different objects. So now let's take a closer look at exactly what you have received with Mental Pen. Okay, so let's open the packaging now. And inside you have, of course, a Sharpie, okay? And if you notice very carefully, the lid actually has a very small hole, okay? This will be totally unnoticed by the spectators, of course. Inside of this lid, it's a shell, but I'll go into more detail in just a second. You have received actually 2 shells, 2 fake tips that go actually over the real tip, okay? You have received also this piece, which is very important in order to reset your gimmick. You can do that very easily and doesn't take more than 5 seconds to do so. And you have also received several cards. For example, the one which is actually the instructions that you are actually watching right now. And this is basically the material that you have received with Mental Pen. Now I'll explain exactly the main secret of Mental Pen, and I'm sure that you are going to be thrilled. These gimmicks were very hard to make, honestly. To make the shell stay inside of the lid, as I'm going to explain you now, was very difficult, because the shells have a very precise dimension. If the shell was just a little bit smaller, the trick will not work, okay? So let's take a look. Once you have received your pen, in order to access the 3rd shell, you must of course uncap the pen, and with this metal piece you must plug it over here into the hole, okay? So what you need to do is simply push it with this little sword, okay? So you do this, and the tip just came out, a very small tip that actually goes into the real tip of the Sharpie. So if we take this and we take the shell, what has happened is that there will be a small pressure fit like this, so it really looks like a real tip, but this is actually a fake tip, okay? So what has happened is that, before we explain you the routines, what has happened is that the spectator will think that he is writing, marking a newspaper or a pen or whatever. You have seen the routines. So imagine he thinks that he's making a cross, for example, but this doesn't write. Of course, does not write because it's a fake tip. Then, normally the spectators keep the pen themselves, but if they don't, you simply tell them, oh, can you keep the pen for me? And when they keep, what is going to happen, and this is amazing, when they keep the pen like this, and then when you tell it, oh, by the way, can you please sign my envelope or my prediction, when they remove the pen, the fake tip stays inside. So now the pen really writes. Okay, and this tip is impossible to come out. They can examine absolutely everything. And what is amazing about this is that they reset the trick themselves without knowing. They'll have no clue about how you did the trick because everything happens in their hands. It's amazing. I think it's the first time that the spectator resets a gimmick himself without knowing. It's very cool. So if you want to do the trick again, you just take this word like this, and you push it, and here is the fake tip, okay? Now, one thing that is very important for me to tell you is this. Once you open a new Sharpie, okay, what probably could happen, because the Sharpies, even though they seem all the same, there is some small differences on the shape of the tip, okay? So what could happen, if that's the case, if you place the tip over the fake tip over the real tip of the pen, and if it's wiggling a lot, there is a very small preparation that you must do, which is very easy, and that I'm going to explain you now. So once you get a new Sharpie, if this is loose, the fake tip is loose, it's very easy. You just take some pliers, for example like this, and the only thing you must do, and this is very easy and very fast, you must simply touch like this with the pliers and remove a little bit, like this, of the tip, okay? You must remove a little bit from the inside, so it's protruding a little bit more, and then it will be actually a tight fit. So it's something very easy. It's just a matter of pushing a little bit the tip of the pen to the outside, and that's it. Okay, remove it a little bit, and that's it. Okay, you really need to push it just a little bit, so it's actually a tight fit. This is very important. Okay. So, however, after you have done the routine like 20, 30 or 40 times, what probably could happen is that you need to change the Sharpie. Why? Very easy, because what happens is that the fake tip is only holding to the Sharpie with pressure, okay? And of course, after you have done it for 30, 40 or 50 times, what will happen is that the tip could be actually very loose. But it's just a matter of getting another Sharpie, okay? It's a matter of removing just a little bit of the tip to the outside, just a little bit, like 1 millimeter, not more than that, and then you are ready to go again. You can perform the routine, continue right away again, okay? So this is something very important. So this is amazing. And one thing that before we start to explain the routine is that normally I hold the pen like this. So here is the fake tip. I hold the pen inside my jacket pocket, okay? So I simply hold it like that, okay? So when I want to remove the pen, I simply grab this part like this, okay, and remove from the pocket, okay? So now you are going to do a very small move that will give the perfect illusion that you are removing the cap actually from the pen. So it's something like this, and when you talk, people won't see absolutely anything, okay? So it's just a matter of doing like this, okay, removing, and do a small turn like this, and this will give the perfect illusion that you are actually removing the pen from the inside of the cap, even though you originally started, of course, in this position. So this is the first part. Right now, after you have now understood the exact mechanics of mental pen, we are going to explain you 5 amazing routines that you can perform with it.
Hey guys, my name is Gustavo, I'm a magician. What's your name? Rodrigo and? Marisa, nice to meet you. I have here an envelope. Please, Marisa, can you hold the envelope and place in your pocket, please? We need your both hands. Yeah, like so. And please shuffle this half of the deck without seeing, like, yes. Now I have here a pen and I want you to mark a card, the bottom card with an X, okay? Without seeing, do like so. Yes, in the middle, and then cut again. Cut, give the pen to her, cut the cards. Very good. Now, please touch one card. Okay? Do a mark on that card, on the back of the card. Yes. Without looking. Okay? Now, do you remember that you make an X in the card that is in your half? Go and get it. Oh, it's there. Take it. Now we have one ace of diamonds. I don't want to see right now. Please do like so. Take the envelope that you have in your pocket since the beginning. Hold these cards, please. And now look. I have here the same cross in the ace of diamonds, and there is another card like so that has an X on the back. Turn over that card. The seven of spades too.
Oh my god.
I don't know how this is possible. Thank you very much.
Right now, let's explain exactly how the card trick works. It's very, very good. A spectator marks a card on the
like
face,
so.
another spectator
Yes,
marks
in
a
the
card
middle,
and
and
the
then
back,
cut again.
and those two cards match the
And there is
magician's
another card,
prediction, which
like
was
so,
inside of
that
the
has an
envelope
X
the
on the
whole
back.
time. It's
Turn
one
over
amazing
that
and
card.
truly impossible card trick
The
that
seven
you
of
can make.
spades too.
So for now, this preparation, in this case, we are going to grab, in this case, 6 of diamonds, okay? And you are going to place the 6 of diamonds on top of the deck, and you are going to make a cross on the 2 of hearts, which goes exactly into the bottom of the deck. And then you grab 2 of hearts, in this case the blue backed one, you make a cross in the face, and then you grab the 6 of diamonds and you make a cross actually at the back of the 6 of diamonds. And these 2 blue cards, one cross at the back and other at the front, go into the envelope. It could be a smaller one, and you give this to the spectator. Okay? So what has happened, you have the 6 of diamonds here, 2 of hearts here, is that you remove half of the deck and tell to the spectator to shuffle the cards, which they will do. Okay? And then, of course, you must prepare your pen, which is very, very important. Okay? So, of course, you have this ready, just like so. Okay? So, you remove it, do the secret move, and tell to the spectator to do an X, of course, on the bottom card. So, they shuffle, and do an X on the bottom card, and they will go like this. And then you tell them to cut the cards and shuffle a little bit more the cards, just like so, okay? And then, since you have here the 6 of diamonds in the other half, you go into the other spectator, you aren't going to force the 6 of diamonds. So for now, we are going to do a classic force. Any force will work, okay? So the spectator is going to touch, like in the promo, in the 6 of diamonds, okay? So then, after this spectator has actually made the cross and kept the pen, you tell to this spectator to make an X on the back of the card, just like this. So this is actually the proof that the pen wrote, and you hold this card just like so. Then you go to the first spectator and you tell him to find the card with an X on the face, which of course they will do. And they will find the cross over here, okay? So then what does happen is very, very easy. You go into the envelope and inside are 2 playing cards. One with the cross at the back with the blue, which match the 6 of diamonds, and the other one which also has a cross, which match the 2 of hearts. And this is an amazing trick that I'm sure your spectator is really, really going to enjoy. Hello Anna.
Hello.
Today I'd like to show you something very, very interesting using a piece of newspaper. But before that, I have over here an envelope which contains the prediction. Can you please place it in your pocket, a place where no one is going to touch it, okay? And from this newspaper, let's use, for example, this page over here, okay? As you can see, In this page, it's a lot of words. Do you have any idea of how many words normally it's on the page of newspaper? No. I can tell. Normally it's about 15,000, so it's a lot of words, yes? A lot of words. And in just a second, I would like to ask you to choose one word totally at random, but I don't want to influence you, okay? So for that reason, okay, I would like to simply ask you to don't see exactly which word you are going to actually choose, okay? For now, can you please hold the pieces of newspaper like that? Perfect. Because what I would like to ask you is simply do a small cross, a little X on a piece that you are going to choose, okay? Any piece, okay? So I'm going to pass like this. Please tell me stop. No problem, no problem. Here or more, one more?
Here.
Perfect. Can you please do a small X in the bottom? Yes? Well, looking. Perfect, okay? Perfect. I want you to see the piece. Can you please remove the piece for me as well? The one that you just did the cross. And I want you to sign on the other side of the piece. Can you please place your signature? That way it's completely impossible for me to switch it. This is totally free. Yes? So here we have your signature over here. And in the other way, on the other side, we have actually the cross, which is exactly on a word. Can you please tell me which word it is?
Celebrating.
Celebrating. Yes?
Yes.
You could have picked any of these pieces. Can you please take the envelope that is inside your pocket since the very beginning and remove what is inside for me, please? Yes? It actually says precisely celebrating. This is a real miracle. Now let's start with the newspaper routine, okay? So what does happen is very easy. The preparation, first of all, you must grab a page of newspaper and you must select a word which is actually on the corner of the newspaper, okay? And you are going to do an X on it, just like I'm going to do right now. So, in this case, I'm going to choose, for example, the word morning, okay? So, this is the preparation. You take a real Sharpie without the fake tip, and you do an X like this on the word morning, okay? This is the first preparation. And of course, after you do the cross on the word morning, you must write it on, for example, paper, any sheet of paper. So right now, I'm going to write the word morning, just like this, and you are going to place it inside of an envelope. Okay? That's it. You can actually even write prediction over here. So this is the thing that you are going to, the prediction you are going to hand to the spectator until the end. Okay? So now, it's very easy. Of course, don't forget, you must place your shell over here on the tip, just like so, okay? And for now, I'm going to place this in my back pocket. Don't worry, because the shell is on top of the real tip, so you won't damage your clothes, of course, okay? So then you start with the newspaper, okay? And you show the newspaper. Of course, don't forget, here is the word morning with the cross over here. So you are like this, and you pretend, okay, you remove this. You can actually place this inside of the newspaper and force the page, even though I don't think you need. So for now, you only show the page. And basically what you are going to do now is to rip the newspaper, and this part will stay always turned to the magician, okay? This corner over here, okay? So I'm going to rip it now. Always with the next part turned to you. Like this. Okay. Here is the gex. Okay. Perfect. So now here is the newspaper totally ripped, and here is the page. Okay. So now what could happen is very easy. You give this to your spectator to hold while you are grabbing the pen, okay? And of course, once again, once you grab the pen, here it is, don't forget to do the move, just like this, just like you have removed the cap. Give it to the spectator to hold. The spectator will hold the pen. So now what is going to happen, here is your cross, over here, you are going apparently to shuffle the pieces until the spectator tells you stop. So in reality what is going to happen is that you are actually going to grab another piece and place it on top. So basically you are removing pieces apparently from the bottom, but in fact you are always keeping the X into sight. So you are going to pass several pieces like this until the spectator says stop. Of course you must hold this and they tell you stop, okay? And then very easy, you tell them, okay, please do an X somewhere in the last piece, which they will basically do, okay? So they grab the pen, of course it doesn't write because here is the shell, as you know, and then they pretend to make the X. And then you tell me, oh, by the way, you can see the piece and you can remove it. And they hold it against their chest, okay? And then you grab the pen or you ask them to cap it, which they will do. Then, when they cap, they will reset the gimmick, as you know. Okay? And then you tell them, oh, by the way, some spectators think that I could switch the piece. So, will you be so kind to sign the piece on the other, in the other side? Which they will do. So, they will uncap the pen and they'll write their own name. Just like this. So, their piece will be signed on one side and you'll have the cross on the other. And then you tell them, can you please say out loud exactly where we crossed, which word do you cross? And they will say, morning. And of course, once they remove the envelope that you gave him in the very beginning, inside will be the exact same word. So that's it. That's the whole routine. I hope you enjoy it. Hello. Hi. Hello. I'm João. I would like to show something very interesting, okay? As you can see, I have here an envelope. It contains a prediction, as you can see over here, yes? Can you please keep it? It's very important. And don't show to anyone. Don't open it yet. It's very important, okay? And I also have over here several maps, okay? In this case, you have Canada, for example. You have over here Asia, you have Africa, different one, Europe, etc., etc. Okay? Can you please shuffle them face down for me a little bit, just a little? Perfect, like a real professional. What I'd like to ask, by the way, can you please grab them? What I would simply like to ask you is that without seeing, I want you please to make an X somewhere in the middle of the postcard, the last one, okay? Can you please grab the pen and make a little X somewhere in the middle, a little X, yes.
There.
Yes, somewhere where we want to. Can you cap the pen for me? Can you cap the pen? And I want you to see exactly where it is.
Okay.
Okay, yes? Can you please hold the postcards for me? And by the way, some people think that I could change the envelope for some reason. So can you please sign the envelope for me? Sign it, just place your signature over here. And show to the camera, yes, it's your signature. So it's completely impossible for me to change the envelope because it's signed by you, yes? Can you please tell out loud for the first time which city she picked with an X?
I have to tell.
Yes, out loud please.
Well, it looks like Salt Lake City.
Where is that? Salt Lake, what did it say?
Yeah, Salt Lake City. It's
Salt
over
Lake
there.
City, yes, yes.
There.
Yes, it's Salt Lake City. Correct?
Yes.
Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Yes, I want everyone to see that it's Salt Lake City. But it's very important that you and everyone see that there is no other envelope without any mark. I want you to see there are no more marks. It's really the one that you really crossed, yes? In fact, you can keep it. It's for you, okay? So, this is signed. Can you please remove what is inside? Because I have a postcard from a friend of mine. And in the other side, you can't believe it, it actually says Salt Lake City, exactly the city that you marked. Right now I'm going to explain you the maps routine. You can download right below now the PDF, so you can print it, or you can actually print at your house or on a print shop. And what you must do in one of the maps, you must with a pencil make two small dots in two opposite corners over here. Very small dots, I think on camera you can see, but it's very, very small. So you can differentiate the one where you placed your mark than to the other, so it's different, okay? So you can actually see, differentiate it when looking from the back. Of course, that here you have your prediction, which says Salt Lake City, which is in my case the word that I just marked with an X. So you place the prediction over here in the bottom and you are ready to start. Of course, now I have my mental pen in my pocket, ready to be used. So now you start by showing several maps, and when you reach the last two, you show the last one as one. When you are saying Africa, or you have America, Canada, etc. And when you reach the last one, you simply don't do this, okay? And you show them. And then you tell to the spectator to shuffle them, okay? What could happen sometimes, if you are lucky, just like it's happened to me in the promo, what happened is that the one with the mark staying in the bottom, which is very nice. But if it's not in the bottom, it's very easy. So what does happen is that after the spectator shuffles and you say, oh, you shuffled really well. Now I can see my mark over here, okay, my mark. So what I simply do, I simply call the postcard just like this to the bottom. So easy. So once again, the spectator shuffles and says, oh, okay, really, really well shuffled. That's perfect. And now you simply handle it to the bottom, just like this. And you tell to the spectator to hold them while you are going to grab your pen. So here is your pen with the fake tip over here, over the real one. And then you pretend, of course, once again, to remove the cap. And you tell the spectator somewhere in the middle to make a small X, which they will do. Like this, okay? And then you turn to the other spectator and tell him to look exactly at the place. And they will read, of course, Salt Lake City, okay? And then it's very easy. You cap the pen, or you tell the spectator to cap actually the pen, and then you tell them, oh, by the way, some people think that I could change the envelope, okay? Because they think the magic is so impossible that the only reason for this to happen is me switching the envelope. Since I don't want anyone to think that I switched the envelope, can you please just sign it for me? And they will sign it right now. And they will sign it. So this is once again the proof that the pen wrote a few moments ago. This is beautiful. So they sign it, okay? And then you say, oh, it's Salt Lake City, blah, 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 blah. And then you'll show them one by one. There are no more marks in any of the maps, just like so. Only on one, which is in, of course, Salt Lake City. And then you end up the tricks just mentioning, oh, remember, you even signed the envelope. And inside the envelope, it's actually one city, which is Salt Lake City. And trust me, this is an amazing routine, very different than many of the other ones that I'm sure your spectators will really, really enjoy this amazing illusion.
Hello, what's your name? Paulo. Paulo, my name is Gustavo, I'm a magician. Today we are going to do an experience with some cards, okay? With white cards. Do you know what is a voodoo doll? Voodoo doll is normally known by witches and black magic. So I'm going to do here, I don't want to see my voodoo doll. You are going to see right now. Okay? What I want you to do, you are going to mark some dots on the voodoo doll. 3 dots, but without looking, okay? Like this. 2, 3 different places. Okay. Now, what I want you to do, by the way, sign your name. I don't want you to think that I switch. Okay? This is your name, correct? Okay. So let's see what you did. Oh, you missed one. But never mind. Do like this, show to the camera, and I have here my picture. In my t-shirt, I have the same dots that I don't believe it.
So now let's go into the explanation of the voodoo doll trick. This is one of my favorites, honestly, okay? So as we have seen in the trailer, what has basically happened is that the spectator marks a voodoo doll with 3 dots where he wants, and then he signs the card, of course, at the back, okay? To make sure that the card is not switched. At the end, the 3 dots where the spectator freely marked match the cloth, the t-shirt that the magician has with the same doll, with the X exactly in the same spots that the spectator marked. This is really, really good, especially for television. This is really very strong magic. Of course, there's only one more example of one routine possible with mental pen. So, in fact, what does happen is that, of course, you must have a few cards. They are not playing cards. It's just some pieces of cardboard, okay? And you must make two drawings, okay? One, which is a normal doll, of course, and the other one, you must mark it in 3 spots, okay? If you notice, there is one spot over here outside the doll. This is because I don't want this to be too perfect. Because if the spectator selected the head, the shoe and the hand, it will not be that good because it will be too strong. But if the spectator marked one dot outside, I think it enhances the whole illusion, in my opinion. I think it makes the effect stronger. So, of course, you must go to a print shop and simply ask to place exactly the doll on a shirt, okay? In the link below, you can actually download the design if you want to place this on a t-shirt, okay? So you have a PDF exactly for that, which is very, very cool. You can download it right now. So the preparation is very, very easy. You simply have the several cards. You place the one without any points on top, and then the one with the marks just like so, okay? And that's it, okay? So, what does happen? You can, for example, start, and don't forget to prepare your pen. I just forgot. Okay, once again, I'm going to place the shell, just like so, into my back pocket, because I don't have a jacket right now. So, and then you start the routine. You say that you have your several cards, okay? And then you made small drawing on a voodoo doll. And basically what you are doing is a double lift. So you are lifting 2 cards as one, okay? And then you show them just like this, okay? And then you tell them, oh, by the way, I have a pen over here for you, okay? And then once again, you do the secret move, which is this, like so, and hand the pen to them. And then you tell them, oh, can you please mark the card? So you do the double lift once again. Can you please do like 3 dots over here? Here is the mark already, okay? So the spectator will do 3 random dots, and you tell them to be in 3 different places. It's very, very important, okay? So they do like this, and then you tell them, oh, by the way, you can keep the pen. They will keep the pen, making sure that the shell is now on the lid, and then you tell them, oh, by the way, can you please sign the card on the other side? And when they remove, they place their signature, just like so. The trick is basically done, okay? So then you tell them, oh, let's see exactly, thank you for signing it. Let me see, oh, you have marked the doll exactly in these 3 spots, totally at random. And you even placed your signature and the bag. I didn't touch anything. And then when you remove your jacket, like you are seeing now, the spectator is totally blown away because the marks match perfectly exactly the doll that the magician has in his t-shirt. I hope you really enjoy this trick. It's actually one of my favorites. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Katya.
Katya. Hello, nice to see you. I would like to show you something very interesting, okay? First of all, as you can see, I have a white envelope which has a little sticker over here, and this is my prediction. No one is going to touch it. I'll leave it aside of you. Please don't touch it. It's very important. We'll see at the end what's in there. And I also have some jumbo letters, okay, with different themes, of course. In this case, some letters about the world, here about the nature, different words that we can choose, animals, for example, names, etc. Okay, different themes. And what I would like to ask you, it's very, very simple, okay? I would like to ask you with this pen to do some kinds of circles, okay? Like 6 circles, for example. Is that okay? Can you grab it like that? Perfect. And do 6 circles with the pen, small circles, okay? Totally at random, all over the page, please. Perfect. That's perfect, Okay, thank you very much. And I would like to ask you, by the way, if you could sign the envelope for me, because normally people say, oh, the magician should switch the envelope. I don't want you to think that. Can you please sign it over here? Perfect, thank you very much. Yes, so it's really signed with your name. So there is no way that I could switch that envelope, correct?
Right.
Perfect. What I would like to ask you is to look at the circles that you just did and try to come up with a word. If it's possible, come up with a word that you want, okay? Stare at the letters, choose any and try to come up with a word.
Exactly.
Do you have one in your mind?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, let me see what you did. Very beautiful circles, perfect. You could have changed different words, is that correct? Yes, but you have now one in your mind.
Yes.
Perfect. Which word are you thinking of?
Car.
You are thinking on car?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, perfect. Car. Alright, you could have chosen any other letters. You know that on a page like this, the results are millions because you could have picked any letters at all and you can come up with basically any word in the world. But you thought of car, yes? That envelope is on top of the table since the very beginning. It's signed by you, no one came close to it. Can you please open it? Yes. Perfect, and remove what's inside, because there is my prediction. Yes?
Okay.
Can you show? It's car? Yes? Exactly the word. Thank you. Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now regarding the Soup Letter magazine. In this routine, as you have certainly seen, but I will explain you briefly, what has happened is that you saw a Soup Letter magazine with several letters, and then you tell a spectator to make like 6 or 7 circles in very small circles, and then you ask them to try to come up with a word, if it's possible for them to come up with a word. So apparently they are choosing any word in the world, okay, because they are making it with the letters that they chose. And then they say car, which in this case, as I'm going to explain you, which of course matches your prediction, okay? So how does this happen? So you must buy any magazine, okay? You must go to your local stationery store, for example. I'm sure you'll find this very, very easily. And then what does happen? The preparation, in this case, is this. So, in my case, what I did, over here somewhere, yes, what I did, I opened to one page, okay? And then I circled, first of all, the letters of my prediction, in this case, car. So, what has happened, as you can see over here, is actually the word C. Then I circled with the pen the word, the letter A, and then I circled the letter R over here, okay? So, that means car. And then what has happened is that I simply circled another letters. For example, here are circled 4 letters and they barely can't even almost see exactly the letters that they marked. Over here I selected a case, so most people want to make any word with it. And over here I just selected random as well. So over here basically I selected the word that I want them to think, which is a C, an A and an R. And they will say car. But since this is so strong, because they write with the pen, they'll be totally fooled by this, okay? This is really, really good. So this is the preparation that I did. And of course, I started by showing several pages. And what does happen is that before I reach this one, okay, when I'm going to close the magazine, what I'm going to do before I remove the pen is simply go like this and place the magazine down on the table, okay? So while I show, blah, 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 you place it like this. This is something very, very subtle, okay? So here are the marks. So then you give them the envelope for them to hold, of course, and then you are going to actually remove the pen. Once again, don't forget, here is actually the shell. You do the secret move, and then you tell them, okay, to mark actually. In this case, I selected 6 circles, okay? So tell them to do 6, okay? And they will go totally in very small circles, which they will do, just like this, of course. And then you tell them, by the way, can you please keep the pen? If they don't keep by themselves, you tell them to keep the pen, which they will do. And then you simply lift it, and you show them. By the way, I want you to look at the circles, let me see as well. Oh, very beautiful circles that you did, blah, 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 blah. Oh, before we go into this, but can you please sign my prediction? Which they will do. So they will uncap the pen and they will place their own name over here, okay? So this once again emphasizes that actually they did these circles because they just wrote with the pen. So it's a perfect proof that they did them circles themselves, okay? So they will have no clue at all, okay? So then you tell them to look at the circles and try to come up with a word. Of course, after 3 or 4 seconds, they'll come up with the only word possible, almost, which is car. Okay? And then you say, oh, it's very important that you could have selected any words, basically any word in the world, and you chose car. Okay? And then when they actually remove the prediction, they will see that in fact you are 100% correct. Thank you very much for having purchased Mental Pen. This was a partnership between me, who made all the gimmicks, and Gustavo Sereno, a good friend of mine. So I'm really sure that you are going to have a lot of fun with Mental Pen. I really hope you enjoy it. If you have any more questions, don't forget to visit my website, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe my secret group. If you go to Facebook and find for João Miranda secret group, you'll actually find the group where normally I say a lot of news daily. Thank you very much for your time.